The first thing that you're going to do if you want to control your hearing aids and you're in a place is you're going to come into your Oticon Companion App, okay?
Okay.
This line right here is going to be your volume control. So if you want to turn the volume up, you can, swipe the button up where you get larger movements, or you can swipe it down this way. Or 0 is your program, how we have you set in our computer. So anything above that is raising the volume, and anything below it is decreasing the volume. If you want to do smaller steps, you can simply use the plus and minus buttons to do that. The question you asked me before is how to control the 2 ears differently. If that's what you wanted to do, at the bottom of the screen here, you can click this button that has the 2 bars, and it will break them up for left and right. So if you wanted to independently control them, you can do that in that area. Most people prefer to keep them linked so that they are the same, but we see a lot of people who have maybe a difference in their ears the same way you do, wanting to control them separately like this. Another cool thing to tell if they're both working is if you hit the mute button, it will turn them both off and you can notice the difference in sound right away. And then if you wanted to gradually kind of turn the volume up on one, you can notice that that left one is working, and you could do the same thing for the right one. But the mute button is a good feature to kind of just check out that everything's working.
But why would you do that?
Just sometimes people are like, I don't think one is working as loud as the other, and they just kind of want to listen to it. Another reason people use the mute button is if they're somewhere where they don't want to hear the noise behind them and they want to listen to their music or their books or something like that, you can always go ahead and, mute the hearing aids and then stream your audio so you're not amplifying the people that are behind you. So a couple of reasons people use the mute buttons. Sometimes when people are going to like a concert or something like that, they don't want to be amplifying that already loud noise, but they don't want to take their hearing aids out and lose them. So you're going to use the mute button for that. Another one of the really cool features is going to be this little face on the bottom. I think we talked about that the last time. But if you're in a situation where you're in a restaurant and you find that you've just had a really long day, your brain is tired, you're having a hard time processing the conversation, if you click on this button until it turns pink, it's going to kind of filter out that background noise and focus on the person that's in front of you talking. So this is a good feature for if you're dining one-on-one with somebody and having a hard time focusing on the conversation. When it turns pink, that's when it's on. You want to make sure you turn that off after you leave that situation. At the top here, we gave you a couple programs. Speech and noise is a good one to help elevate the speech in a crowded place and filter out background noise. Comfort is a good program for people who maybe prefer a more comfortable sound that takes away some of the details. So if they're bothered by too much sharpness, tinniness, Comfort soft and rounds things out. So some people do really like that program.
And what did the speech and noise do again?
It makes things louder. So if we go into the speech and noise program, you should hear that I'm immediately a little bit louder. And sometimes they also have it eliminate the background noise too, to make the conversation more prevalent in that atmosphere. Another one that we gave you was the MyMusic program. And that's just because sometimes when people listen to the music through the hearing aids, they don't like the quality of the sound. So if you were to go into your Apple, and put on a song, and then you came into your app and opened up the MyMusic, you should hear a tremendous difference in the way that the quality of the sound is. So that's what you would use that program for. Most of the time you're going to want to be in your general program. So make sure if you're in speech and noise, when you come out of the restaurant or something like that, you default back to your general. If for some reason you forget to change your program back when you leave a situation, or you turned it up and you don't know what you did, keep in mind that when you put your hearing aids on your charger at night,
it goes back.
They will go back to how we have you set at that 0.
Okay.
If you go to the bottom and you click this button right here, that's going to be your streaming equalizer. That's going to help you, change some of those sounds when you're streaming audio if you don't like the way that it sounds. Okay. At the bottom is a remote microphone. If you click the microphone, what that will do is it will allow you to turn your iPhone into a microphone. So if I was to talk to you like this, I would be coming through your ears almost like I'm on a microphone. Some people use that when they're in restaurants. Not too many people use that feature, though. They find that the hearing aids kind of just do what they're supposed to be doing. We're going to leave that right now. Okay. The next portion of the app is going to be the hearing aid section. If you go into your hearing aid section, that's a great place for you to check what your battery life is. You've obviously been wearing these all day, so you have about, 57 and 52% in each of your ears. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
So number one, sometimes we take one hearing aid off the charger faster than the other. But number two, our hearing loss is different in both ears. So one sometimes requires a little bit more power than the other. So those are kind of some of the things that affect that one might die a little bit faster than the other. It's going to show you a rough amount of how many hours you have left. I say with apps and Bluetooth, just take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt. Also, if you go into this, it's going to be Find My Hearing Aids. So if ever you misplace your hearing aids, this is a great place to go to kind of retrace your steps to try to find one of those hearing aids if it's lost. You can hit the back button. At the bottom here, we have hearing aid updates. Right now it's telling you that your hearing aids are up to date, that your phone is up to date. It will tell you if there's any updates that you need to do on your phone or your hearing aids. If you ever see that there's one that needs to be done, you want to contact our office immediately and come in to make sure that everything continues to function properly. Lastly, if you click the More button, you're going to see an option for remote care. This is a great way that we can connect without you having to come into the office. So somebody was telling me the other day, I have a really difficult time when I'm in my backyard. I live on Springfield Avenue and the cars are coming by and the traffic is just overwhelming to me. Some people say their TV still doesn't work properly, that there's a fan that, is bothering them. And it's easiest if we make adjustments in those situations because we have unique benefit now to make that adjustment and the patient tell us in real time whether it works or not. So this is a pretty cool feature. Or if we ever have, hopefully never again, but if we ever have a pandemic or something where you can't make it in, it's a great feature to have. So you asked a question before at the beginning of the appointment, how do I know how to use this app? Hopefully we answered some more questions. If you go to About the app, it's going to tell you a little bit about that. And then if you go to Help and Support, it's going to go to Instructions for Use. So anything that you need to review, you can kind of go through in here too. You just have to decide where you want to open it. I typically go to Chrome and just open up the instructions there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's all the instructions that you need.
Okay.
And like we talked about before too, there's a wealth of resources online as well. Oticon has some great videos on their site. If you go there, that will talk you through the app and all the Bluetooth streaming. So,
Okay.
okay.
Sounds good.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay.